Hello, boys and girls. This lesson is going to cover 4.5D, which is our problem solving with area and perimeter. By now, you've been practicing how to find area using the area formula and to find perimeter using the perimeter formulas. Now, we're going to actually put them in real-world situations where we might see them. Okay, so here's a what-if question. What if I wanted to know the area of the hardwood floor around the rug? What if I told you that the dimensions of the room are 36 feet by 48 feet? What if I told you that the dimensions of the rug are 6 feet by 4 feet? Could you find the area of the hardwood floor around the rug? And if so, how? Pause this video and talk and discuss with somebody either at home with you or across the table from you, maybe on how you could find the area of just this hardwood that's around the rug. Welcome back. Okay. Hopefully I heard some really good discussions going on doing this in class, but could you find the area of the hardwood floor? Well, we had to know that area is talking about the space inside. So we're finding area, and it told us some information that was important here. Okay, so we're looking for how much area of the hardwood floor. Now the hardwood floor is underneath that rug, but it's wanting what the rug isn't covering up, that's kind of weird. So if I come out to the side, I'm thinking I've got a rectangular floor here of some sort with a rectangular rug inside of it. And basically what I'm trying to find is this space on the outside. So this is actually going to work for me this time because this does move with it. This doesn't, my picture's moving and the picture over here is not. Okay, so it's going to come over here and let's see what it says. What if I told you that the dimensions are the length, the width, and the height, okay? Things like that are dimensions, how tall something is, how wide something is. Those are your dimensions. When we say three-dimensional, we're talking about length, width, and height. We say two dimensions, we're talking about length and width. So we have to understand that word. What if I told you the dimensions of the room are 36 feet by 48 feet? So what that's telling me is that that's a length and that's a width of this rectangle of the entire room. So this entire room, and if I colored in this entire room is 36 feet by 48 feet. But then I told you that inside there you have a rug, and it looks like that the rug is a square. It is a square rug in here. And this square rug has the dimensions of the square rug are, oh wait, no it's not. It's 6 feet by 4 feet. So it's another little rectangle in here, and this one is 6 feet by 4 feet. And I want to know what the space of the hardwood floor is without that rug inside of there. Well, hopefully I want you to think that if I found the space of this entire space, let's see what we come up with. So if I took 36, area is equal to the length times the width. So area is 36 feet by 48 feet. What a great time and great work out to the side. I'm going to multiply this 2 by 2. And because of this picture here, I'm actually in space. I'm going to come over here. And so that is 48, and I just like to put that number at the top, times 36. So this is a great 8 times 6. Okay, so those of you that are having trouble remembering that fact right there, something that you could think of is if, do you know 5 times 8 is 40, and then you add 8 and you get 48 for 6 times 8. But most of you should know that fact. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 4 is 24, but we have to add that 4, which is 28. Okay, here then you're going to lay your egg, cross out, and check off. Okay, those are your 3 steps. Then over here you get 3 times 8, which is 24, which since I'm multiplying over the ones, I regroup that 2 up there. I can't forget to do that. 24, bring that 4 down. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14, and then I'm going to add 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. And so I know that this entire space, including the rug within it, the whole area, is 1,728 feet squared. Okay? Now, if I did my math right, but surely I didn't check it, but now I know that if I'm looking at the space on the outside of this, just the outside, is that number going to be going up or down? Most of you got that already. It's going to go down. What if I can I then find, let me erase all of this because it's making a big mess here. So now, remember I have the floor, and inside the floor I have a rug. Can I find how much space that rug is taking up? It said it was 6 feet by 4 feet. So sure, we can find the space inside. Area is length times the width. Area is 6 times the 4. So then the area of that rug is going to be 24 feet squared. Okay. Then what do you think I would do to find the area of the hardwood floor around that rug? Well, we said this number was going to go down because we know that the space around, and you know, I'm sorry for my artwork here. We know the space around is a lot less than the entire space inside. So this number is going to go down. So what makes the number go down is either subtraction or division. So what do you think we're going to be doing? You're right, we're going to subtract. Minus 24. So the area, and of course this is a made up problem, as you can see. That's one big mansion, is 1,704 feet. So those are the types of problem solving questions that we are going to be seeing. Let me pull up, and I'm going to close this one out, if it would let me. Probably not. There we go. And I'm going to come and we're going to go now into our area problem solving worksheet, which I put up on a smart board for us. And I'm just going to go over the first couple problems, and then we're going to be working in groups and working or at your table with somebody across from you, not necessarily groups. Okay. So we need to view full screen. Here it is. So here's what our find and problem solving with area and perimeter. So we're going to look at this problem here, and we're going to actually use the problem solving method and work it down to find the answer. Then I think I'm going to do another problem with you, and then I'm going to let you problem solve together at your tables across from each other, maybe with a partner across from each other with your mask on and things like that. And if you're at home, this would be a good chance to talk to your parents, talk to your brothers or your siblings about what you're doing, and maybe get their ideas and tell them what you think, because I know it's a little bit harder when you're at your house. Okay, it says, how can you use a strategy to solve a similar problem to solve perimeter and area problems? So we're going to use this strategy. Here's this picture, and this is the kind of stuff that we do see that you will be tested on later in the future tests that we do have. A landscaper, these types of questions. So We really want to make sure that we understand them. A landscaper is laying turf for a rectangular playground. The turf will cover the whole playground except for the square sandbox. How many square yards of turf will the landscaper use? Okay, some of the things I like to talk about is a landscaper is somebody who takes care of yards, who takes care of grass and does gardens outside of people's homes. But also, do we understand what turf is? Turf is that fake grass that they put down. A lot of times, a lot of athletes know, and a lot of you are athletes in here, you know about turf because they, you talk about the football turf and they put that fake grass down. And so that's what they did here. So they put some fake grass down or some turf down. And they covered the whole entire playground except for this little sandbox right here. And the question is how many square yards of turf will the landscaper use? That word square helps me. Square yards. Know that I'm looking for something with area, the space inside of here. Okay? So what do I need to find? I need to find out how many square yards the landscaper will use. Okay? What information am I given to help me this? Well, the turf will cover the playground. And the turf will not cover the sandbox. And we can kind of see that from the picture, so that helps us. It also gives us the length and the width of the playground are, so the playground itself is 25 yards by 15 yards. And I know the side length of the square sandbox is, so this is a square because it's only given us one and it's telling us that it's a square sandbox. So it says it's 6 yards. So this would be 6 yards. Now, down here you can devise a plan. If I move this, so you might pause this video and get this copied, because as soon as I move it, of course, I can't get it all on here. I'm going to have to erase this. So now we can use what we know to make a plan and a strategy. I can solve simpler problems. I can find the area of I would say the big playground, okay, of the playground, and find the area of the sandbox. Then, once I find the area of both of them, if I get the area of the whole thing, but I just want what's in green here and not the area of this, is that number going to go up or down? It's going to go down, right? So then, here it says then we're going to subtract the area of the playground we're going to subtract the area of the sandbox from the area of the playground. So we're going to subtract the area of the sandbox from the area of the playground. Okay. And I'm giving you a moment, and you can pause that and write that on there. But over here, it's kind of showing you. So it's giving you that formula first, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to pull this down, but I want to be able to see everything. That's the thing. Okay, 25 yards. Okay, so the area is equal to 25 yards times 15 yards. So then out to the side here, we're going to take 25 times 15. Lots of good practice on our 2 by 2. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. Lay your egg, make your collar, check off. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2. And we get 300 area is equal to 375, and they put it on there for you. Thank you, square yards. So now, and I love this because it's using the formula from your textbook, and I'm just going to erase this right there. But it says the formula for the sandbox, it's a square. So the square is a side times a side. So here the area is equal to, the side is 6 yards, which means the other side is 6 yards. And 6 times 6 is 36. Now they do this. Last, subtract the area of the sandbox from the area of the playground. And they do this for you. So the landscaper will use blank of turf to cover the playground. 339 square yards, or yards squared, of turf to cover the playground. They give you this other line because you can actually write out the word square yards. Okay, so, and this is a real life problem. Think about if you wanted to build, if you wanted to put some grass down in your yard and you had a garden or something and you needed to know how much grass that you needed to be able to put down in the yard or things like that. And so this is definitely a good real world problem here. Okay, go back and rewind, and you can always listen. And I like how it kind of helps you to make sure to ask yourself what the question is asking you to find, what is it giving you, and then I like to go and solve. But it's definitely good. Draw a picture, create that plan. Okay, now we're not going to do this page, but I wanted you to come here because this is what the show and share and show. Before you do independent practice, we always want to talk about and get help with share and show. And these have great, really higher level thinking problems. That's what that means, higher order thinking. Those are your hot questions and hot chili questions that are really good, that make us get into that deep thinking, okay, of what the question's really asking us. Okay, number one, and I wanted to do this one with you at least, and let's look at Lila is wallpapering one of her bedrooms, as shown in the diagram. Okay, she will cover the whole wall except for the doorway. How many square feet of wallpaper does Lila need? So we're going to look at how much she needs. The question is how many square feet of wallpaper does Lila need? Okay. And I love this question because it's a lot of time when you get a new home or you want to paint your bedroom, you need to tell your mom how many square feet you need to cover, and that can tell you how many gallons or quarts or whatever you need to buy, how much you need to use to cover. So these are really good real world questions here that we would use in our everyday life, especially if you buy something and you want to fix it up. And you don't want to waste money and have a lot of extra left over, or having to go back and buy something bigger when you could have bought it at a cheaper price if you bought more. So first we're going to find the area of the wall, the entire thing, including that door right there. So it would be area is equal to the length times the width. They have this one written sideways, but this would be 8 feet by 12 feet. Because if I'm looking, here is the entire thing. You see the entire rectangle right there? So then that would equal 12 times 8, which most of us, that's one of our facts that we should know, is 96. But if you didn't know that, you go out to the side and you multiply that. Then you're going to find the area of the door. Now you're just looking for this space, the area of the space inside of this door right here. And in this door, it's telling me, if you look over here, the door is 7 feet by 3 feet. So it's 7 feet by 3 feet. And it's telling us here length times the width. What's 7 times 3? That's right, 21 feet squared. Last, we're going to take the larger one, the area of the wall, the big large wall, minus how much space the door is taking up. When we subtract, we get 75 feet square. So Lila needs 75 square feet, and this is how I try, of wallpaper. Okay. Now, I'm gonna put you at a table with your person, and you are going to work on solving 2, 3, and 4. And talk about them. Make sure you're using those good workshop words that we've talked about, that we talked to our friends about. I don't know if you can see them very well, but we have stems in here that we use. Okay, sentence stems. And we ask ourselves, can you specify by what you mean? If your partner says something you don't understand, say, I don't really know what you mean. If they tell you an answer, say, how did you get that answer? Show me that evidence. Okay? I disagree with you because, and give that reason why you disagree. I think this is different than what you got. Or maybe your addition was different, or maybe you thought something different. And that's okay to disagree. And that's how we learn, okay? Is so that you talk to each other and then say, can you show your answer a different way? Or I don't really understand where you got that answer. Or maybe you do agree with them, but tell them why you agree with them. Did you get the same answer? So, enjoy working these problems. As you slow down and you think through them, I think you're going to really enjoy working these with your friends.